What's going on, Facebook? It's Monday, and that means it's time for Monday Motivation. Do me a favor, Facebook. Go find our people. Drop them on in here. And boom. What's up, Kyle, Chris Strong, Jason Overstreet? Nice to see you. Woo! You darn right, buddy. Ben, nice to see you. Chris Smith. Guys, we're going to walk back to our meeting area, but while we walk, everybody, thanks for coming in today. I got a powerful Monday motivation, so stay in here. Brian, Walter, Gary the Fist Pump, nice to see you. Steven, nice to see you. Brian Olson. All right, but before we get back here, I want to talk about two things. Now listen up, guys. I got some really cool stuff. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and you know that's time for Sales Hustler Spotlight. And we got the Swiss Army knife of the car business tomorrow. Brandon Davis, a social media star. He's done really good growing up through the car business. He's an Army veteran, okay? He's a veteran of the war. He came back, sold cars, moved up through it. He's an internet director now, but he's really, really, really good at social media, growing his brand. So I wanted to bring him on tomorrow night and talk about that. So guys, tomorrow, Sales Hustler Spotlight, 5:30. Tune in. This show's become real popular, and I look forward to spending time with Brandon tomorrow night. The second thing is, listen to this, guys. This is super cool. I've got some news. Nobody knows about this yet, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. We got a new show coming. Yes, we're going to do it once a month. For right now, we might do it more and more, but guess who it is? Me and Glenn Lundy. We're going to have our own show together. We're going to call it The Raw Deal, because we're going to talk about raw topics in and out of the car business. Yes, we are. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about sports, family. We're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about different vendors. It's going to be like a talk show. Very set up very much like Letterman. All right? We're probably not as good as that, but we'll grow into this. It'll be fun. You'll see things from a GM perspective, a very successful one, I might add, and then a salesman perspective. It's going to be two different perspectives on two different cultures in life, in the car business and out. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. I'm so excited to pair up with Glenn Lundy on this. All right, so it's going to be called The Raw Deal, by the way. Guys, I'm very excited for today's Monday Motivation. What are we going to be covering? Well, people ask me all the time, Shawn, they say this exactly like that. Shawn, they say, how do you stay inspired every day? How do you stay motivated every day? How are you able to every day get up and inspire others? Aren't you ever affected by life? Of course I am. But like every cake that is baked, you have to put the proper ingredients in to get the proper cake, correct? So I have ingredients that I do daily. I have a recipe, if you want to call it, that I put into my body, into myself, that allows me to come out here and do what I do and still have a family life and still sell cars. All right? There's certain things you have to do to expect success. So what are they? Well, I'm going to tell you. You want to be motivated? You want to be motivated. There's a certain ingredients that I put in, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Shawn Hayes here, your car guy, Hyundai of St. Augustine. What are we going to talk about today, guys? It's Monday, and that means it's time for Monday Motivation. What ingredients are you putting in your cake? I want you to think outside the box right now and think of you as a recipe. Think of you as a cake, all right? What is the ingredients you're putting in daily to expect success? I know you want it. I know you look at other people and you wish and you hope. I'm going to tell you what. You can't wish and hope. It's an actual recipe and actual ingredients you have to put in the cake to expect the cake to come out baked well. All right, and I'm going to give you my 6 things right now that I do daily. I do daily, not as much into a routine, but these are the ingredients. All right, number 1, your success is determined by how much you put in. I know you think that successful people are just lucky. I know you think that they just are more talented than you. I know you probably think that they have better tools than you do. And I want to tell you, no, they don't. In fact, their success is determined by how much they put in. People say that to me all the time. Shawn, what do you do daily? How do you inspire yourself? How do you motivate others? And as soon as I start to tell them what I do, they're like, well, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, okay then. If you've already defeated yourself on the first time when I said I get up at 4 a.m. and they check out, well, then you don't want to be great that good. It must not be that important to you. What, do you just want to show up and be great? There's no secret sauce, guys. It's not a spell. It's not a wand that you wave. It's not something that somebody can come up to you and say, boom, okay, you're successful now. No. Guys, it's how much you put in. It's how much you put in daily. All right? I get up at 4 o'clock. Well, if you aren't willing to do what I do, then you can't expect this success that I'm trying to have. Would you agree? To have 10x level of success, you have to put 10x level of activity in. Okay? The first thing I say is I get up early to start my plan, and you say, whoa, I don't want to do that. I'm a night owl. Well, then okay. All right? Then you don't want it bad enough. I didn't used to get up at 4 a.m. either. I had to change my routine because I wanted it more. Right? Your success is determined by how much you put in. Are you working hard? Are you working harder than you used to? Are you doing just enough? Okay? If you sleep in till right before you have to go to work and you get to work and you do just enough and you don't really care about anybody else and you don't study, you don't learn, you don't grow, you're not going to be successful. It is not a secret sauce. It is not luck that people are successful. It is hard work and how much they put in. Guys, you got to understand that. You got to understand you get what you give. Okay? If you want ultimate success, you have to give ultimate sacrifice and work ethic. Period. Zero wavering from that. All right? Number 2, you got to grow from your past lessons. Every scar has a story. I want you to understand this. You got scars on your body, right? You had stitches, whatever. Look at that scar. As soon as you look at that scar, what happens? You know the exact place you were at. You know the incident that happened. You know everything to do with that scar on your body, right? The point of this is to grow and learn from that scar. We grow and we learn from our lessons. If you keep staying in the same place, you're going to have the same lessons happen to you. You're going to keep doing the same exact thing. I want to grow. I want to learn from those, right? That is the best thing that ever happened to me, is I finally got to the point where I didn't want to keep making the same mistakes. So I started learning from my lessons. I started growing as a human. I started growing as a father, as a husband, as a role model. If I keep staying back and making the same mistakes, I'm not growing and I'm not learning. Learn from your scars on your body. I got a lot of scars, man. I got a lot of scars in life because I was hard-headed and I didn't listen. I didn't go the right path. I made my own way. That's okay if you learn. That's okay if you make the mistakes and you grow. It's not okay if you keep making it. If you turn around and you look at your life and you're 40, 50 years old and you're still making the same mistakes, you're going through marriages, you're unhappy, you can't be successful in your career, you're putting the wrong ingredients in the cake, guys. You're staying in the same, making the same mistakes, and you're not growing as a human. Learn from your scars. Don't keep making new ones. Number 3, you have to have inspiration. And it's usually not money. What is your why? What is your why? I know a lot of people think it's money, but it's not. I want you to understand, I think if your successful goals are attached to money, I don't think that's the right inspiration. And you're like, well, what do you mean? That's our ultimate goal, right, Shawn? Well, here's the thing. Just like if you go out and you sell a lot of cars one month, what happens in the first week of the next month? You had a really successful month. You got paid really, really good. That next month, you take your foot off the gas a little bit because you have enough money. You felt comfortable. I believe your inspiration, your why, needs to be something more than money. What inspires you daily? What gets you out of bed? What gets that alarm clock in your head going off? What gets you wanting to go to work? What is it? You have to find it. That is the key to success That is the key to achieving goals, is to find your why. I wanted to be the best at whatever I did. Okay, the problem was I didn't have a target. I didn't have an inspiration. I didn't have it pinned on my wall. And if you think about Facebook, when you put something up there, say in a group, okay, and the more posts that come up, yours goes down, 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 correct? You want to pin this right to the top, because if not, it will keep moving down and you won't keep it as that inspiration. You need to take it like your timeline and pin it right to the top, so you see it constantly. You have it in your inspiration. You have it daily. My why and your why are probably different, but you gotta have one. You gotta have one that gets you up every day. Woo! Number 4, surround yourself with other like-minded people. Okay? You want to be an eagle. You want to soar with the eagles. Eagles are amazing birds. They got large wingspan. They can see their prey from so far away. They soar through the air. When a storm comes, they just go higher because they can. You want to soar like that eagle. But you're hanging around the chickens. Yeah, you're hanging around the chickens that can't fly with the eagles. When you're hanging around the chickens that sit there and look at the eagles and wish they were eagles, you're not being an eagle. You're being a chicken, even though you have eagle capabilities. We all have it. We have the ability to be eagles, but we hang out with chickens. Chickens, you ever seen a chicken try to fly? Yeah, they flap their wings. They get about 3 feet off the ground, 2 feet off the ground, and they fall right back down. You cannot be an eagle if you're hanging out with the chickens. The chickens just get jealous of the eagles. They hate on the eagles. They wish they were eagles. Okay? So they talk the eagles out of being eagles. They talk them into being chickens. Stop hanging around chickens. Start being the eagle that you were meant to be. Number 5, time with your mind and yourself in the morning times. I tell everybody, you want a successful day, spend the time in the morning with your mind. Every morning I get up and boom, my first hour is right here, buddy. You know why? If you get out of bed with about 20 minutes to go before you got to be at work, and you take your shower and you jump in your car and you go to work, you're going to get affected by all kinds of things. You're going to get affected by somebody cutting you off. You're going to get upset because you had a bad phone call. If you arrive at work and your manager gets on you right away, he might black you out for the day. Why? Because you didn't prep your mind. You're not ready for the day. You spent no time on the most important tool you have, which is your mind. Get up in the morning and spend the time setting your day up. If something comes at me, man, I've already prepped my mind. I already know it. I know it's coming. I can see it and I can handle it better. And I can take it and I don't get blacked out. I don't get all emotional. I don't go up and down, up and down. You're wondering why you're up and down? You wonder why your emotions are up and down, your anger's up and down, your paychecks are up and down? It's because your mind is not level, because you haven't spent any time on it. Of course you're an emotional wreck. You haven't taken any time to center your mind, to be able to, all the great ones, I guarantee you, every single successful person that you've ever known of has spent time in the morning times on his mind. Guarantee you. That's one of the big differences. Next one. Break down your goals into smaller goals. You want to sell a lot of cars, right? You want to make a lot of money. You want to help a lot of people. You want to do all the things you want to do, and you set these goals, but they seem so large. And you get bogged down, and you feel like they're unattainable because you haven't broken them down. I take my goals. I have my yearly goals, but I got my monthly goals. I got my weekly goals, and I got my daily goals. I don't make it so overwhelming because I break it down and make it seem attainable. My goals are attainable, buddy. They're attainable because I've broken them down into daily goals where I reverse engineer to get to my yearly goals. If all you look at is your yearly goals, how do you even get there, man? It just seems so overwhelming because I got overwhelming goals. Do you understand? My goals are so large, and when I tell people what they are, they're like, whoa, oh, wow. I thought you were going to tell me you wanted to be like the top salesman. I'm like, no, right? Do you understand? when your goals are that high, it seems overwhelming and unattainable. So you got to break them down. You got to break them down into smaller goals so they're easier to attain. You reverse engineer it, and it's boom, daily. Let me go retrace my steps here, guys. This is important. I'm going to attack this retrace right here. I'm going to attack it because I feel some motivation. I feel some passion right now. Number one, how do you become successful? I'm going to tell you this. You have to bake that cake with the same ingredients every day. How am I inspirational and motivational every day? Yeah, life gets me down. Yeah, life attacks me too. I'm no different than you. There's not a secret sauce. It's not a magic wand. It's because I am putting in things that you're not. But here they are. Number one, my success is determined on how much I put in. Okay? It is not magic. It is not luck. It is not anything but hard work, discipline, and dedication. I know you wish you could be successful, but all you had to do was wake up late and go to work. I know that. Okay? That's the easy man way out. I know that's what you want, but it's not. You have to put it in. You have to work hard. You have to do the things that are necessary daily to be successful. Okay? It's not a magic potion. Number two, grow from your past lessons. Look, if I would have stayed in being the loser I was, if I would have stayed in the unsuccessful guy, if I would have stayed in the failed marriage, okay, if I would have stayed in the bad father, if I would have stayed in these things, if I would not have learned from the scars that are on my body or in my mind, then I would have stayed there and I would have been replicating the same problems and having the same issues forever. If that is you, I need you to understand. Learn from your scars on your body. Learn from the scars in your heart. Okay? Open wounds, if you stay in them, they stay open. But once they scar over, guys, all they do is leave a memory. The memory is good to have because it makes you not want to go back there. Do you understand? Scars are okay. Don't live in that scar, but let it remember to never go back. I don't ever want to go back being a loser. I don't ever want to go back and being a bad boyfriend or husband. I don't ever want to go back and be the man that I didn't want to be. Do you get it? Learn from your scars. Whew, that was something there. Number three, you have to have inspiration. You got to have your why. What is your why? What is your why? Okay? Don't make it about money. Money will come. Money will come if you're going after your inspiration or your why. If your why is your family, if your why is to become successful because of this or that, whatever it is, okay? You have to have the why. The money will come, guys. Don't worry about it. If you're chasing your dream and you're passionate about that dream and you love it and you wake up every day without an alarm clock, running into the day, chasing it, the money will come. You know why? Because nobody else has that inspiration out there doing the life, okay? The people that are doing exactly what I just said, those are the people making the money because they're inspired to live. Money comes along with that. Next, surround yourself with other like-minded people. Stop hanging out with the chickens. The chickens can't fly like the eagles. Y'all understand? Okay? Eagles soar. Eagles fly. Eagles can see their prey forever. They have the longest wings. All the other birds are jealous of the eagles. Quit hanging out with chickens and trying to be an eagle. Be an eagle. Woo! Number 5, time with your mind and self in the morning. You want to be the most successful you? You want to be able to go through in and out of troubled times? You want to be able to take problems and not make them bigger problems? Spend time on your mind. It's the most important tool you have. It is the most important tool you have in your body, and you're not giving it the proper respect. You're getting up late, you're jumping into your clothes, you're taking a quick shower, you're grabbing a cup of coffee and off to work. Every single thing that comes in and out of your life throughout that day, you're not going to have the proper mindset to deal with it. How are you going to deal with it? You can't deal with it if you don't have your mind prepped for it. Be more successful by starting your day, taking the time, and growing it. Last one, break down your goals into smaller goals, guys. You have to take your goals and don't make them so big because they seem overwhelming, man. I know that. If I told you my goals, you'd be like, how do you even do that? I'm like, I don't know. Exactly. You don't know because they're too big. You got to break them down into monthly, daily, so you can reverse engineer it, okay, and attain them. It's much easier to look at one-day goal. If you say you want to sell 40 cars one month, okay, that seems overwhelming because you never did it. But if you break it down to where it's a daily routine, daily activity to get to that, much easier. Guys, I hope you have a great day. Okay, don't let your failures in your life, in your life in the past, stop you from being who you're trying to be. Okay? If all of us that were unsuccessful at some point of our life, if all of us that had failures in our life, if all of us that had the scars in our life stayed there, we would be like the chickens instead of the eagles that we deserve to be. Fly like an eagle. Shawn Hayes here, your car guy, Hyundai of St. Augustine. I make car buying easy.